Well, construction is moving right along in Beeville on the new county jail. The new facility will go right next to the sheriff's office and jail to provide a bigger space for more inmates. Our Bill Churchwell was in B County today and has the update for us.
And just check out those huge concrete walls that have been set into place. In fact, there are about 87 of them that will make up the new B County jail and the sheriff's office. And today we were there as the sheriff toured the new grounds to get an update on the construction.
Compared to what we have, it's going to be paradise.
A paradise because Sheriff Alden Southmaid says the current facility has been plagued with a series of costly issues since it first opened almost 3 decades ago.
Those problems have persisted all the way up until today. We have a lot of major plumbing issues in the jail that we just can't afford to fix.
That is why the sheriff and others are excited about the new $25 million facility, paid for through certificates of obligation. The jail going from a 128-bed facility to a 143-bed facility. Not much more, but the design will make the big difference in the way those inmates will be housed.
It's all going to be compact, centrally located. Technology changes every day, but up to date, we'll have the latest and greatest technology.
The sheriff getting a tour of the new facility as he checked in on the progress. After recent rain caused construction to run a few weeks behind, now crews are catching up. Just check out these pictures from up above of that progress.
I never realized how much planning had to go into door hinges, door locks, windows. It's amazing.
And the sheriff believes construction should be completed in time for them to move into the new facility by the end of the summer. Reporting from B County, Bill Churchwell, 3 News.
Thank you, Bill.